welcome to my podcast. My name is Jackie K, and this is Sipping with Jack. On this episode of Sipping with Jack, we'll be discussing Kevin Hart's car crash, Lizzo making history, and so much more. Also, I will be highlighting my favorite drink of the week during this podcast, which is a Jim Beam cocktail. You can pick up the simple drink at your local liquor store or grocery store. Now let's get sipping. So the first topic I wanted to talk about was Kevin Hart's car crash. And I don't know if you guys have been listening to the details or basically the lie of a story that they're trying to bring out, but this car crash just is not adding up. And basically the story is that Kevin Hart was in a car crash with two other individuals, and one of them was his personal trainer and his personal trainer's fiance. That was the mystery girl in the back seat. And basically they were driving around, just having fun, and then they ended up getting a car crash. See, that seems weird-ish of a story, but now the story gets a lot weirder because when the crash happened, witnesses were saying that his bodyguard came to the scene, took Kevin Hart, put him in the car, and drove him home. Literally leaving everyone else at the crash site, not taking anybody else, leaving before ambulance and cops get there, which that's very suspicious by itself. And when he went home, he said that the bodyguard was saying that they wanted to take him home because he wanted to get his own medical attention, but it turned out his injuries were so severe that they ended up having to take him to the hospital anyway. I don't know about y'all, but this seems too weird. I've watched way too many TV shows where I know that Hollywood, they have fixers. And if you don't know what a fixer is, it's basically they hire people to basically fix their wrongdoings, make things go away. So I feel like that's what Kevin Hart was doing in this situation. He got in a car crash, and they say he wasn't driving, but witnesses saw that Kevin Hart was pulled out of the driver's side. The bodyguard says the only way to get him out of the car was through the driver's window, but that sounds weird because if Kevin Hart's personal trainer was in the driver's seat and they say he was trapped inside the car, how are you going to take a full-grown man's body over another full-grown person's body who's trapped in a car and somehow take him out without... I don't know, that's the thing, like, it's so weird because people say Kevin Hart was taken out of the driver's seat, but the bodyguard's like, no, but like, if the other guy was trapped in the car, how can you remove a body over another body without being difficult? So, I don't know. I think that's really weird. News sources, I don't know why I said resources, but news sources also claim that the girl in the backseat, which started off as a mystery woman, and then now we know her identity, wasn't injured in the crash. So that already makes it weird that the bodyguard never took the girl in the backseat, even though she wasn't injured. She was fine. All was wrong with her was basically she was trapped in the backseat, and they apparently did not want to wait for the cops or the ambulance to come and just left two people at the car crash scene. So the thing that doesn't make sense about this whole car crash is as I said in the beginning, this is a fixer scene. Literally, his bodyguard came to take him, so he doesn't have to be attached to this car crash, even though that's his car. Like, I don't understand. How can you just walk away from a car scene, leave two people literally in your car who have to have a medical attention, and just be like, deuces, if you didn't do something wrong? And that's what I think happened in the car crash. Kevin wasn't supposed to be doing something. That's the only reason why that bodyguard took him to his house, to get him away from that car scene. Because if he was attached to that car scene, something he did not want to get out. He did not want to be attached to those people. And apparently the bodyguard was saying that when he picked him up, he didn't know there was other people in the car. And he was like, who are these people? Like, he was even shocked that he was with people himself. But I guess the bodyguard did what he was told to do and just get him, leave the other people. But it just seems weird. I really think it's weird. And the aftermath of the crash is basically Kevin Hart and the personal trainer, they have severe back injuries because they were in the front seat of the car. And apparently this is an older car, so it didn't have the seat belt where it straps across your chest. It's only a lap belt. So when they were flung forward, they hit the steering wheel or the dashboard, wherever they were, because I really think Kevin Hart was driving, but they're trying to make it seem like he wasn't driving. I don't know. He left before the cops came, so we really don't know this story, which even ticks me off more because I feel like he had to be hiding something and he didn't want to be involved, or maybe he thought everyone in the car was dead and didn't want to be attached to that. I don't know. Either way, this looks really crappy on Kevin Hart's end. No matter how you look at it, because I can never be a person to be in a car accident, even though there could be something very bad happening, something suspicious. You know, Kevin Hart has been arrested and charged for a DUI before, so maybe this could have happened in this situation. But for him to not take any responsibility and just leave other people at the car crash scene and just kind of go deuces, he seems like a horrible individual, a horrible person. And can you imagine if you think these people are dead in your car and you're just like, well, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this. Like, that's horrible. And I don't really have anything else to say but this just seems so weird. There's way too many details that are just super skewed. No one's really talking. You know, Kevin Hart just got out of surgery. I believe he had a back surgery. It's very severe, which I really feel bad for him, but I feel like maybe this is karma that just catched up to him. Kevin Hart hasn't been the best individual, you know. The last scandal he was in, he was cheating on his pregnant wife on her birthday weekend, mind you. So, you know, I think in life, some things that you do, karma catches up to you. Let's not lie. Karma knows your address, and she is just chilling and waiting to get you. Like, you'll never get out of the bad things you do to other people. And I think this is something that he did, and yet he still didn't learn, because instead of him being a good person and waiting with everybody, he decides to just leave and protect himself, which even shows what kind of individual he is as a person. Oh my goodness, I don't know, because I just feel bad because the other people, like, they said that the woman in the backseat wasn't injured, which that's a blessing. But then his personal trainer, he has a lot of injuries, especially to his back. So I feel bad for him because being physical and training people and just fitness is his life. And if he's severely injured like that, especially a back injury, I don't know how well he'll be able to go back to the industry that he was in. So it's just really sad, and I really want the truth to come out about this situation, because I feel like ain't nobody really telling the truth. And it's annoying because we know that the story is all messed up because there was actually witnesses at the crime. No, I hate saying crime scene because it's not a crime scene, but at the crash, there was witnesses that saw things happen that were very weird and very suspicious. So if Kevin Hart has the guts to actually say what's going on, or the girl in the backseat whistleblows, which I really hope she does, she really says what happens, or the personal trainer says what really happened, I think that would be better than just giving us a bogus story of like, oh, Kevin Hart wasn't as injured because he's small. Okay, I don't know. This story there's just way too many details that just don't make sense. And I hate that the media is just pushing this storyline and making it seem like this story makes sense when in reality it does not make sense at all. Like, literally at all. It does not make sense. But I guess we'll just have to sit, wait, and see what is going to be happening with this story. As I said, I do believe that this is karma for Kevin Hart at the end of the day. I feel like he's done too many things for him not to be able to, I don't know. I feel like he's just done too many things that karma can't forget. Like, she is not going to forget. And you'll have to face the consequences of what you've done in your past. And I think, this car crash is it. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this is karma for Kevin Hart? Do you think he was driving? Because I truly do believe he was driving, and his bodyguard was just able to take him out of the car crash before anyone really truly knew what happened. Even though those witnesses did see him being pulled out of the driver's side, I just hope that the real story does come out, that he was driving, something did happen, something very fishy was happening in that car for him to be, like, having to leave very early. But truth will come out eventually. Just let me, how do you guys, what are your guys' thoughts overall about this whole story? Everything seems hella fishy, hella sketch, but they're celebrities. They can make things go away very easily. So, we'll see. We will see. Okay, now to the next story, which I call Black Girl Magic, Black Excellence, which is Lizzo making history by being the first Black woman of this year to have Billboard's top music song spot. I don't know if that's the right, I don't know, maybe I got too excited, but Lizzo is the #1 song in America, her Truth Hurts song, and I am so proud of her, because I feel like Lizzo, I've known of Lizzo for a couple years before she, like, blew up, so for me to be able to see her now be in the #1 spot on Billboard, amen. That's all I have to say, because she's just a testimony of hard work and consistency and perseverance that I'm overwhelmed, and I'm so proud of her. And what was really interesting, not the whole part that she's the first Black woman, we'll leave that there, but what was really interesting is that they were saying Lizzo is the 4th Black woman within our decade to make the #1 Billboard spot. So you're telling me out of this whole decade, this 9 years from 2010 to 2019, there's only been 4 Black women, and I believe it was Beyonce, Rihanna, Janelle Monáe, and then now it's Lizzo. Sis, 4 people? You're telling me only 4 people, 4 Black women have made that spot? I don't know. I'm super shook, and I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. But I guess this is kind of just the society that we're in, that pop runs the world. But I don't know. When they said 4, I was just like, are your numbers right, sis? Is it just 4? Like, really 4? But I guess it's just 4. But either way, I want to say that I'm super proud of just Lizzo, because I feel like she's been able to break boundaries that we haven't seen in a minute. And not just because, like, she's a bigger girl, but it's like she raps, she sings, she can play the flute, like, she's super energetic. Like, I feel like I haven't seen a person with that much stage presence in a while, you know? And, you know, Normani did bring out the MTV, not the MTV VMA Awards, she did bring it, but I feel like Lizzo brought energy. Like, she spoke to us, she gave a whole, you know, sermon out there, you know, got to shake everything, you know, she gave us a lot more than just singing and, like, fake singing and a little dancing. She gave us a show, she gave us a performance. So I'm so happy that Lizzo is now being recognized and being shown as a true artist, and not being, you know, I don't know. I feel like people are taking her seriously, and I feel like that's just amazing to see that someone who doesn't fit into the regular mold, such as like, you know, a Beyonce, you know, or Rihanna, or like even a Taylor Swift, like she doesn't fit that mold, and she is hella proud of it, and I'm super proud to be able to see someone that does that, and I can be able to see her. You know what I'm saying? But what are your guys' thoughts? You know, do you think it's very weird that there's only been 4 black women to ever reach the Billboard #1 spot? What are your guys' thoughts about Lizzo? Like, do you guys think she's as talented? Do you think she deserves it? Because there are some people that are speaking about that she doesn't deserve it. She's just like a token black girl, which, as a former token black girl, I don't believe that she is. I feel like she's actually defined who she is, and she's created a space for herself. And I hate when people say that she's a token black girl, because I feel like it minimizes her success and her hard work that she's done. So tell me, guys, what are your thoughts? I feel like she killing it. Point blank, period. Killing the game. Okay. So now it's time for the drink break of the podcast. So, as I said earlier, I am drinking a Jim Beam cocktail. This is a cocktail you can find in your local grocery store. I found mine at Walmart. You can find it at the liquor store. This week, I wanted to just have a more of a chill, laid-back episode. I wanted to actually post this yesterday, but I was so sick that I just literally could not do anything. So, I'm just taking my time. And today, I was just like, you know what? I was drinking this over Labor Day weekend. Might as well show you guys how great this is again. So this is a Jim Beam pre-made cocktail. It's just basically whiskey and ginger ale that they put in a can. And girl, you get to sip in. It's super yummy. Like, I think this is super good. Like, especially if you like whiskey and all that stuff, and not something so fruity. I've been doing a lot of fruity drinks lately because that's what I like, but I do also like, you know, whiskey just with Coke. Just keep it classy, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys like this, please, please, please pick it up at your local grocery store and you will not regret it. But now let's get back to the podcast. So the next topic I want to talk about is Azealia Banks and her problem with Lizzo. So I was just talking about how Lizzo made the #1 spot on Billboard music chart. And guess who came to run in to show how much she hates Lizzo? Miss Azealia Banks. And for even me to call her Azealia Banks, I promise you, whenever I start talking about her, like, my brain just stops working. Like, I feel like my brain is just like, girl, you don't need to talk about her. And I just forget how to say her name. So I'm going to just call her Banks. I'm really just going to call her Banks because my brain is just like, we tired, girl. We really tired. So Miss Banks basically made a hella long Instagram post about how Lizzo is, I don't even want to say it, like, this is what, like, ticks me off. It's like she's basically saying that Lizzo does not deserve the spot that she has. She's basically a token black girl, but she's used another word that I will not use on my podcast because I truly do not believe in that word, and I feel like it's very derogatory to say because it does not represent Lizzo, so I don't understand why she was even making that phrase. But she basically said that Lizzo is a token black girl, and she's basically fat. And she literally kept saying Lizzo is fat. Like, she said fat Lizzo. Like, as if fat is her surname. Like, it's not like her first name. It's not her last name. So please do not attach fat to Lizzo at all. Okay? I don't understand. So basically she was saying that she does not deserve it. She's basically a fat girl that runs around the stage, and basically people are making fun of her, and she doesn't realize it because people are eating it up. People like it. So, like, basically white people are pushing this on her and black executives are pushing it on her. So that's why she's made it to the top spot, because they're pushing her. They don't want, they're just like, literally at the end of the day, basically Azealia Banks is saying that Lizzo is just basically like a clown act and everyone knows the joke but her. Basically that's what she was trying to proclaim, and she was trying to say that Lizzo is just so talented that I hate to see this from her. I'm like, Azealia Banks, first of all, Azealia Banks is the definition of who asked you. Like, she talks as if anybody cares. Like, nobody really cares about what she's talking about. Nobody cares what you are doing, because whenever she speaks, it is literally hate that comes out of her mouth. Like, y'all, if you can hear this pounding, I'm pounding my fists together because I'm so frustrated with this girl. She literally is just evil. Like, I don't understand. It's like she can't say anything nice about people. And I truly believe that she's just a hater because she is not in that spot that Lizzo's in. Like, as I said earlier, Lizzo has created a space for herself. She has broke down barriers to be able to see, like, hey, I'm a girl who doesn't look like everybody else, but I'm still out here bringing the baddest version of myself and still be happy and confident with myself. But Azealia Banks, I feel like she is just not happy with herself as an individual, and she has to make it known that everyone else is trash but her. Like, oh my gosh, Azealia Banks just needs to fall in a well, and honestly, nobody would check for her. Nobody would care. The only reason I'm talking about this is because it literally frustrated me. Like, I'm just like, can you not be happy for someone for 5 seconds? Can she not be okay? Like, can this girl just have several seats? Like, can she not just sit over there and be okay with herself? Can she not look at someone and be like, hey, congratulations? She literally just has to pop up at everyone and be like evil. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, the other day she came out Megan Thee Stallion, which nobody really cared about that. Then she came out Nicki Minaj, which no one really cared about that. I feel like people really care that she came for Lizzo's because she really went in on her weight, and she went in on her as a person and then called her a derogatory name that's literally directed at black people, that I'm just like, I can't. And the thing that shakes me so much about her also is that she always says she's pro-black. She is not. She's so anti-black that it almost confuses me. I think this girl really has issues that she just doesn't understand. She's always out here like, oh, we need to be pro-black, we need, carry our black women, blah, blah, blah. But she is the first person to call anyone out of their name, especially towards a black woman. She never comes at white people, really. She only comes for black people. And that's what I'm saying. She evil and she hateful, and she thoroughly confused because I don't know who she trying to come for, because ain't nobody checking for her. Like, literally, I'm just done. I'm done with this Azealia Banks. Girl, bye. That's it, because Lizzo is still winning, and you are still a hater. Like, a hater and evil. Like, congrats. You're fitting your role very well, honey. So take that L and sit over there. Okay? Bye. Okay, so the next topic I want to talk about is Nicki Minaj announcing her retirement on Twitter. This was an interesting announcement because nobody truly saw it coming. Nicki Minaj just released that summer banger with Meg Thee Stallion, Ty Dolla $ign called Hot Girl Summer. So she's still in the game. She still working. She's still doing what she needed to do. And apparently she was like, I'm out. I want to start working on a family with her husband, Mr. Kenneth Petty, and, just living her best life. The only thing I have to say about her retirement, well, you know what? Let's not lie. This is a podcast. I'm going to talk heavy about what I believe about her retirement. I believe that Nicki Minaj is retiring because she's not the top girl anymore. And I know y'all about to be like, no, Nicki Minaj is still good. She's still relevant. But let's go back to Nicki's track record. Nicki, she's been in the game for like over a decade, which is amazing, which is good. But when Nicki was at the top of her game, her whole career, you know, until Cardi B came into the game, her whole career, there's been no competition. No real competition for her. She won BET Best Female Rapper for 7 years in a row. That shows that there was literally no one but Nicki to compete with. Nicki was always that girl that was always featured, all of that stuff. And I know you're about to say, what about Remy Ma? What about DJ Loaf? What about Jersey? You know dang well they are no Nicki Minaj. They are not even close to Nicki Minaj's level or her skill set or even her fan base to be a rival to Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj knew that. So that's why she was able to thrive and succeed as the way she was for that decade. But now, when Cardi B came into the game, Cardi B was actually a rival to Nicki Minaj, and she didn't know how to handle that. Like, she literally almost lost it with having Cardi B in the game. And now we just don't have Cardi B. We have Meg Thee Stallion. We have City Girls. We have, Rico Nasty. We have Trina Whack. We have so many female rappers in the game that are actually competing with Nicki Minaj and Nicki Minaj music. And people aren't really, I don't want to say people aren't checking for Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj is another face in the game. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And I think Nicki does not know how to handle that. And I think the other day she was complaining about this on Twitter, how she's not getting as much respect in the music game as she was. But, like, you were only getting that much respect because you were the only person there. Now, you have to carve a lane for yourself. And I don't feel like Nicki is willing to do that. So I think that's why she's like, you know what? I'm gonna just bow out. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be okay. Like, she can retire, and I feel like she wants to retire before she becomes irrelevant. Because I feel like Nicki is on that path to become irrelevant very fast, and I think she's trying to bow out of the game before it happens to her. And I feel like it makes me sad to think that Nicki Minaj can't compete. Like, you can't be the top girl all the time, but you can try. I'm not a big Nicki Minaj fan. I do appreciate her music. I have my own Nicki Minaj radio on Pandora. Like, I appreciate her. I listen to her music, but I'm open to everyone. And I think people like me are threatening her music career because we're not very consistent with her music. And I think her Barbs? Is that her fan base? Yes, her Barbs are not as strong as they used to be honest. Like, remember she had to cancel her US leg of the tour because nobody was buying tickets. And then she ended up having to go on tour. She had to go on tour with Chris Brown, even though she didn't want to, because she could not stand alone and sell tickets as a artist anymore. And I think, unfortunately, she's starting to realize where she stands in the music industry. And that makes me sad because I feel like if Nicki did the same thing that Drake did, and hear me out, I think Drake is able to stay on top because, first of all, he was able to start his own record label called OVO. He was able to bring out artists underneath him. He collaborates a lot with other people in the industry. So I feel like that strengthened his numbers. But Nicki Minaj, as I said, she likes to be the top girl. She likes to be the queen bee in the situation. So Nicki Minaj, first of all, which is so, I literally don't understand. Nicki Minaj has been in the industry for so long that why hasn't she started a label? Why hasn't she brought in proteges or any of that stuff? Because that's a smart business move. Majority of artists do that to sustain themselves in the industry longer. But Nicki Minaj, honey, she has a worker mentality, and I know I'm coming for her a little bit, but she thought she was going to be in her place for a lot longer than what she was. She did not collaborate with other girls, and please do not tell me about Trina or who's that other girl? Foxy Brown, because Foxy Brown literally destroyed the song that she was on. Like, she literally made it trash. So I don't know why she even collaborated with Foxy Brown. Trina, the only reason she liked Trina is because Trina actually showed her respect. Nicki Minaj is, she can't collaborate with other women. Like, yeah, she had the song with Megan Thee Stallion, but she literally had to do that because she had to stay relevant. If Nicki was not on that song, nobody would talk about Nicki, because Nicki hasn't been in a song, I think, in a minute. She hasn't really been featured in anything that I can remember that's been memorable. So she had to be on Hot Girl Summer. I don't feel like she was on Hot Girl Summer because she wanted to. She had to be on Hot Girl Summer because she had to. Nicki Minaj was not getting any attention, so she had to be on that song. Also, to help her image, because Nicki is not known to like other women, especially in rap. Nicki likes to stay by herself and be that top girl. But you saw how Cardi B, City Girls have been collaborating together. Then you have Doja Cat and Rico Nasty collaborating together. Like, rappers are collaborating together. Nicki never collaborates with a woman rapper. And it's been known and it's been apparent that she does not bring up other people. So the only reason she's bowing out is because she never wants to do that. Nicki Minaj lived by this parable that basically says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And Nicki Minaj is incapable of working with others, especially females, that, look at her now. She made it fast. You know, she's accomplished so much in her career, but she can't go far because she's not willing to work with others. And that's just sad to see, because she's the only person in her way. And you can literally see that. But if she's happy with her decision, baby girl, be happy. Live your best life. Be with your man. And, you know, have a baby and all of that stuff. But just know that you could have done a lot more. A lot more. Like, she could have started her own record label. Like Barb Tings. I don't know, Barb Gang, and like put all these women on, but she doesn't want to, because she's not that type of person. She's a very selfish individual, and I think this will be the end of her, honestly, and makes me sad. I don't know. I like to see people succeed, and Nicki Minaj is literally the definition of someone who just doesn't want to do that. So anyway, y'all, this week I will not do a Trigger Trish section of the podcast. I did not find a story that was worth me ranting or really diving deep into. I did see a couple of stories, but I'm just like, whatever. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, every day I feel like I hear the same story, so I'm not going to touch on any of those topics in particular. But thank you guys for listening to Sipping with Jack this week. I want to thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. And next week we'll be on schedule. As I said earlier, I was just feeling real sick yesterday, so that's why it's a little delayed this week. But thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great day, great week, and I will see you next time. I keep sipping, y'all.